ladies and gents, to No Drama Just Movies Rapid Reviews. Before we visit Jurassic World Rebirth, I wanted to go through all the previous installments of the Jurassic Park franchise. So I watched Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom recently, and I had some thoughts. Right off the bat, you can tell that director J.A. Bayona has some experience in the horror department. I love the shot when Maisie's in the basement, backing up towards the Indoraptor cage, and the Indoraptor reaches out from the darkness. The scene of Owen, Claire and Maisie hiding from the Indoraptor in the museum section of the estate reminded me of the kitchen scene with Tim and Lex in the first film. It had the same quiet tension. I also love the scene of the Indoraptor chasing Maisie through the house. That was fun and tense, and I was firmly invested. Similar with the scene of the Indoraptor finding Maisie in her room. That was pure horror playbook. The only thing that weakened this for me was that I thought the Indoraptor's movements were at times a little too delicate for such a fierce killing machine. The way it opens the door, for example, or the way it creeps up on Maisie in bed. That might work great for a monster in a horror film, but not quite as much for such an uncontrollable beast that most likely would have burst through that door and charged at Maisie. I love the whole sequence with the erupting volcano. Yes, not everything made sense, but I think the writing was saved by just how beautiful some of these shots were. Bayona managed to hide a decent disaster movie inside a horror movie. The dinosaurs also looked a lot better than in the previous movie, mainly I think because Bayona again brought his horror knowledge to it and knew to present them in as little light as possible. All this talk of horror is not to say that this was a slog of negativity. There was definitely more humour in this one than maybe any of the other installments. Not only Justice Smith as Franklin, the comic relief character. Owen and Claire also were allowed to have a little more fun chemistry, and Chris Pratt could show off more of his natural charm. I liked the humour involving Owen, except for the scene where he tries to escape the lava while still being tranquilized. That veered a little too much into the slapstick area for me. Maisie Lockwood's introduction was also quite fun, and Isabella's sermon did well to earn her place in the cast. I did enjoy seeing Owen with young Blue. Yes, they're retconning Blue a little, making her even more extraordinary, but I'm willing to go with it. It sets up the bond Owen and Blue have, and makes us understand why he's fighting so hard to save her. It also fits the philosophical argument. If even these carnivores can show empathy, should they be protected? Similarly, I like the reveal about Maisie. Yes, that line when she opens the door for the dinosaurs came with a cheese board, but I like how this fits with the argument of letting the dinosaurs live. It makes it a lot more personal to one of the characters. The question of whether the dinosaurs should be rescued or left to die is a fascinating philosophical conflict. It was a shame that the film didn't explore it as much, rather opting to spend its time on criminals trying to buy dinosaurs at an auction. I liked the choice Claire has to make of whether to let the dinosaurs out into the world or let them die, but it should have stopped with her decision not to press the button. I get why Maisie does what she does. She's a child for one, but she also feels a kinship with these cloned animals that have been dropped into this world. But man, that was a stupid decision. All in all, I really enjoyed this one. The script was a bit cheesy at times, and some of the choices and logic didn't make sense, but it did very well getting back to the roots, making these animals fierce beasts again, while also spending more time on the characters. And in the capable hands of J.A. Bayona, who understood very well what kind of film he was making, this easily became the best in the new trilogy. I'm just a bit sour that it took forever again to get dinosaurs running wild in the city. Maybe this should have been called Jurassic Estate. One more to go in this trilogy. I wonder if it will include locusts. And that's all. Roll credits.